It's more like Game Pass have made a lot of changes lately and they are planning more changes in September and they have been very quiet about it. For instance, for me, I'm on PC Game Pass, so it's gonna change a lot between PC Game Pass and the console, right? Keep that in mind. But for me, for instance, I was at 10.99 and they crank up at 14.99 a month without giving me any incentive or anything which makes it we make you pay $4 more and we give you this. No, it's just plain old money grab, which it's still $15 a month. I just played Ayuden, I just played Against the Storm, I still have my game pass paid out for the next 6 months just in the game that I played, right? I still have personal. It's still okay, but it's starting to get expensive. And that's for PC Game Pass, which is not an issue. But on Thursday, so you will see what they did. And the FTC, can't remember what it stands for, but it's an American regulation organ, submitted a letter to the Ninth Circuit Court accusing Microsoft of product degradation following the Activision Blizzard acquisition. And the degradation is mainly because for console user, they removed one of the best feature of Game Pass, which is the day one new release. Day one new release, you cannot, or at least you will not be able to access. I don't know if it's right away or if it's September, but on the basic standard Game Pass, you won't be able to access it. Now, this is something which is going to be for the Ultimate Game Pass, right? It's to make the Ultimate Game Pass more attractive because I guess they don't have enough people playing the Ultimate, right? So, yeah, that's one thing. To which they replied, you can't say it's degradation because yes, we removed the feature, but we included another one, which is multiplayer gaming. And multiplayer gaming before was something extra that you had to pay more or less $10. I think I noted somewhere 9.99 a month. And now it's free in the base. If you prefer multiplayer against day one release, you're winning. If not, you're not. That's basically it. And there's a new Game Pass standard tier, $4 per month more expensive than the previous entry level plan. Gamer gets multiplayer functionality, but lose out on including access to new games. That's basically what you have to remember. Also, I think for new subscriber, I noted somewhere, but for new subscriber on console, you add the 10.99 a month console only subscriptions for new subscriber. That is or will be gone. Now it's going to be replaced by the Xbox Game Pass standard at 44.99, so getting more expensive. So they make some few change, which clearly to me does not have much value. Thankfully, on PC Game Pass, I'm not that affected apart from the pricing, right? For console players, you're affected by the pricing and by the fact that you're losing the day one release. Granted that day one release lately, you didn't miss much, but still. Among other changes, so that's at this stage after, so that's acted, right? And clearly the FTC is appealing the decision that allowed Microsoft to purchase Activision Blizzard. I don't think they'll be able to reverse it. It's too late now, but clearly they start legal court filing about it. On the other side, so yes, they made all these changes, and it's to pave the way of more tier of subscription. So at this stage, they have, for me in Game Pass, it's only standard and ultimate. I understand on console you also have the core one, which I'm not sure what it includes, but anyway, you will have, or it's in talk right now, we may see the family pass come back. The family pass, which was stopped in summer 2023, and I believe it was for 5 people for $25 a month. So if you have 5 people in your family playing on the Game Pass, that means it's $5 per person. It's very cheap. It's very good. Of course, you need to have five people. Like for instance, if I take it, only my son would play. It would be 12.50 per person. That would still be cheaper than my 14.99 per person. So that's still interesting even for 2 people. But what I was saying is that $25 for 5 people is too cheap. The offer is just too good. So if they come back with it, you can expect that the price will be higher. I don't know how much, but likely higher. So that's one thing. Also, they were talking about adding a tier which is cloud only. So, as you may know, Microsoft recently had a deal with Amazon, and you will be able to play on the Fire Stick TV, Fire TV, whatever, Fire Stick. So on cloud, which would be one of the more of the cheaper tier. And one last, which is discussed again, all of these are rumors, right? Nothing is acted yet. You may have seen recently, early June, that Netflix now you pay less, but you have ad on your movie. They're thinking, can we adapt this to video games? Like, for instance, when you have a loading screen, can I have an ad during a loading screen or something like this? I'm not sure how they would implement that, but I was thinking, hey, I can have a cheap tier of subscription, but you have ads. Imagine this on Starfield, you would have ads all the time. So it would be horrible. But basically, yeah, that would be another avenue. So right now, we'll have to wait for September because most of these right now are rumors, but would be acted upon in September. Again, that's a rumor, nothing's for sure, nothing's official. But we'll definitely see some new tiers coming up to counter the fact that your new stand pass is $4 more expensive. That's quite a budget, right? But that's Microsoft's strategy. They are shifting things around to make Ultimate more attractive for console player. I don't know when it's gonna affect the PC Game Pass, but I just can't imagine that the day one release will stay on standard on PC Game Pass for long. At this time, it is. Expect within 6 months or a year that's gonna change and move to Ultimate. I'm pretty sure about it. But that's just my thoughts, guys. What do you think about this? And Microsoft moves and the reaction of the FTC? And do you think it's a degradation of service? Do you think it's a shift more than a degradation?